Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and we are answering publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. We have a question here from YouTube user Jam Goldsmith, which is a very cool name. And Jam Goldsmith asked us, I disclosed my disability to my new manager of 2 weeks. I was employed at this company for 2.5 years. I was put on a new medication, and at lunch, I had side effects from the medication. I took a locker lunch and used PTO to cover any time lost and gave notice. I also finished my shift and workload that day after a call from this manager that put me in tears. The next day, she wrote me up for failure to notify absence. Excuse me. I wrote HR many times about being retaliated against. I told HR that I was afraid I was going to lose my job. 1 week later, I was fired because I wasn't a good fit and I was refusing to sign the write-up, neither of which are true. I have my EEOC mediation in 3 weeks. Not only that, but this employer misclassified me as a salaried exempt employee. The DOL, WHD determined that I am owed 450 hours of overtime. Very nice. I like to hear that. I've done all this work myself. Would you recommend I get representation before going forward? Thank you. P.S. I don't even know what I'm asking for other than $12,000 in unpaid overtime. All advice welcome. LOL. All right. So, first and foremost, congratulations on the OT you are owed. Let's take it in the order that you asked the questions. So you refuse to sign the write-up. Often what I recommend with folks who are refusing to sign write-ups is to sign the write-up, but just sign it and be like, specify like, hey, I'm signing this to admit that I received it, but I don't agree with the contents and I intend to write a rebuttal. And that can help because sometimes what happens is when folks refuse to sign a write-up, they get fired for insubordination for refusing to sign it, which is not what I want for you, and it might be something that they try to argue in your EEOC matter. So just heads up, next time you can do that a little differently. Not a major point of concern. You have a mediation in 3 weeks. Would you recommend I get representation going forward? Ideally, yes. It's always better if you have representation, especially at mediation. And you kind of note here that you don't know what to ask for. Now, I've got a whole playlist on the channel of videos that help you calculate a demand. Kind of your monetary damages, your emotional damages. And here you might have some punitive damages in play as well. And you should definitely listen to that playlist. It might be useful to you. It might help you get a feel for what you should be asking for. But also, if you had an attorney who is experienced in this field, they would have a lot of knowledge and experience to bring to that conversation as well. Not that their perspective should trump yours. It shouldn't, because it's your life. You're the one who went through these things. But a lot of folks have a tough time calculating their damages, and it goes one of two ways. Predictably, it goes people ask for way too little, or people ask for way too much, and those are both tragedies. When you ask for way too much, you often end up getting nothing, or getting less than you would have gotten had you accurately conveyed your demand, had you actually calculated what you want, what you should be getting here, what your case is worth. Or, people go in and ask for, like you mentioned here, like 14 grand, 12 grand. And that certainly doesn't sound fair. Doesn't sound to me like you're being made whole if you get 12 grand here. That doesn't sound right to me. So it can help to have a third party who does this for a living day in and day out for the conversations like, should you accept this? What's a good demand? How do we calculate this? And also just have somebody advocating for you at this mediation. Now, you sound like you're doing an amazing job. You may not need counsel, right? I'm talking in generalities. Just to be clear, generally, I think people are far, far better off having counsel. But certain people, perhaps such as yourself, are hyper capable and they don't need an attorney for this. And that's cool. That's what these videos are for. I hope they help, right? Now, if I answered your questions, like and subscribe. If I didn't, comment down below and I will try to do a follow-up video giving a little more specificity or delving into things a little further. And if you have trouble finding the playlist on the channel of how to calculate damages, all those videos, I think it's like 10 videos at this point, let us know in the comments, and I'm pretty sure one of the channel deputies will link it to you, or if I get a chance, maybe I will myself. But I definitely want you armed with resources. And Jam Goldsmith, I applaud you for standing up for your rights, fighting back, and sounds like having some early success in your claim, which I love for you. So, good luck.